At that moment, however, Tianpeng and Tianyou, two celestial messengers, came running out of the treasure hall of divine mists and said, "We beg Tathagata to wait a moment, please. Our Lord's grand carriage will arrive momentarily." When the Buddhist patriarch heard these words, he turned around and waited with reverence. In a moment he did indeed see a chariot drawn by 8 colorful phoenixes and covered by a canopy adorned with 9 luminous jewels. The entire cortege was accompanied by the sound of wondrous songs and melodies, chanted by a vast celestial choir. Scattering precious blossoms and diffusing fragrant incense, it came up to the Buddha, and the Jade Emperor offered his thanks, saying, "We are truly indebted to your mighty Dharma for vanquishing that monster. We beseech Tathagata to remain for one brief day, so that we may invite the immortals to join us in giving you a banquet of thanks." Not daring to refuse, Tathagata folded his hands to thank the Jade Emperor, saying, "Your old monk came here at your command, most honorable Deva. Of what power may I boast, really? I owe my success entirely to the excellent fortune of your majesty and the various deities. How can I be worthy of your thanks?" The Jade Emperor then ordered the various deities from the Thunder Department to send invitations abroad to the 3 pure ones, the 4 ministers, the 5 elders, the 6 women officials, the 7 stars, the 8 poles, the 9 luminaries, and the 10 capitals. Together with 1,000 immortals and 10,000 sages, they were to come to the Thanksgiving banquet given for the Buddhist patriarch. The 4 great imperial preceptors and the divine maidens of 9 heavens were told to open wide the golden gates of the Jade Capital, the treasure palace of primal secret, and the 5 lodges of penetrating brightness. Tathagata was asked to be seated high on the numinous terrace of 7 treasures, and the rest of the deities were then seated according to rank and age before a banquet of dragon livers, phoenix marrow, juices of jade, and immortal peaches. In a little while, the Jade Pure Celestial worthy of commencement, the highest Pure Celestial worthy of numinous treasure, the Great Pure Celestial worthy of moral virtue, the Immortal Masters of 5 influences, the Star Spirits of 5 constellations, the 3 ministers, the 4 sages, the 9 luminaries, the left and right assistants, the Devaraja, and Prince Na-A all marched in leading a train of flags and canopies, in pairs. They were all holding rare treasures and lustrous pearls, fruits of longevity, and exotic flowers to be presented to the Buddha. As they bowed before him, they said, "We are most grateful for the unfathomable power of Tathagata, who has subdued the monstrous monkey. We are grateful, too, to the most honorable Deva, who is having this banquet, and asked us to come here to offer our thanks. May we beseech Tathagata to give this banquet a name." Responding to the petition of the various deities, Tathagata said, "If a name is desired, let this be called the Great Banquet for Peace in Heaven." What a magnificent name! The various immortals cried in unison, "Indeed, it shall be the Great Banquet for Peace in Heaven." When they finished speaking, they took their seats separately, and there was the pouring of wine and exchanging of cups, pinning of corsages, and playing of zithers. It was indeed a magnificent banquet, for which we have a testimonial poem. The poem says, "That immortal peach feast the ape disturbed is topped by this banquet for peace in heaven. Dragon flags and phoenix carts glow in halos bright. Blazing signs and banners whirl in hallowed light. The tunes and songs divine are sweet and fair. Phoenix pipes and jade flutes both loudly play. Fragrant incense shrouds this assembly of saints. All the world's tranquil to praise the holy court." As all of them were feasting merrily, the Lady Queen Mother also led a host of divine maidens and immortal singing girls to come before the Buddha, dancing with nimble feet. They bowed to him, and she said, "Our festival of immortal peaches was ruined by that monstrous monkey. We are beholden to the mighty power of Tathagata for the enchainment of this mischievous ape. In the celebration during this great banquet for peace in heaven, we have little to offer as a token of our thanks. Please accept, however, these few immortal peaches plucked from the large trees by our own hands. They were truly half red, half green, and spouting aroma sweet. These luscious divine roots of 10,000 years. Pity those fruits planted at Wuling Spring. How could they match the marvels of heaven's home? Those tender ones of purple veins so rare in the world. And those peerlessly sweet of pale yellow pits. They lengthen age, prolong life, and change your frame. He who's lucky to eat them will ne'er be the same. After the Buddhist patriarch had pressed together his hands to thank the Queen Mother, she ordered the immortal singing girls and the divine maidens to sing and dance. All the immortals at the banquet applauded enthusiastically. Truly there were whirls of heavenly incense filling the seats, and profuse array of divine petals and stems, jade capital and golden arches in what great splendor! How priceless, too, the strange goods and rare treasures! Every pair had the same age as heaven. Every set increased through 10,000 kalpas. Mulberry fields or vast oceans, let them shift and change. He who lives here has neither grief nor fear. The Queen Mother commanded the immortal maidens to sing and dance, as wine cups and goblets clinked together steadily. After a little while, suddenly, a wondrous fragrance came to meet the nose, rousing stars and planets in that great hall. The gods and the Buddha put down their cups. Raising his head, each waited with his eyes. There in the air appeared an aged man, holding a most luxuriant long-life plant. His gourd had elixir often 1,000 years. His book listed names 12 millennia old. Sky and earth in his cave knew no constraint. Sun and moon were perfected in his vase. He roamed the 4 seas in joy serene, and made the 10 islets his tranquil home, getting drunk often at the peaches feast. He woke. The moon shone brightly as of old. He had a long head, short frame, and large ears. His name, Star of Long Life from South Pole. After the Star of Long Life arrived and greeted the Jade Emperor, he also went up to thank Tathagata, saying, "When I first heard that the baneful monkey was being led by Laozi to the Tushita Palace to be refined by alchemical fire, I thought peace was surely secured. I never suspected that he could still escape, and it was fortunate that Tathagata and his goodness had subdued this monster. When I got word of the Thanksgiving banquet, I came at once. I have no other gifts to present to you but these purple agaric, jasper plant, jade green lotus root, and golden elixir." The poem says, "Jade green lotus and golden drug are given to Sakya. Like the sands of Ganges is the age of Tathagata. The brocade of the 3 wains is calm, eternal bliss. The 9-grade garland is a wholesome, endless life. The true master of the Madhyamika school dwells in the heaven of both form and emptiness. The great earth and cosmos all call him Lord. His 16-foot diamond frames great in blessing and age." Tathagata accepted the thanks cheerfully, and the Star of Long Life went to his seat. Again there was pouring of wine and exchanging of cups. The great immortal of naked feet also arrived. After prostrating himself before the Jade Emperor, he too went to thank the Buddhist patriarch, saying, "I am profoundly grateful for your dharma, which subdued the baneful monkey. I have no other things to convey my respect but 2 magic pears and some lira dates, which I now present to you." The poem says, "The naked feet immortal brought fragrant pears and dates to give to Amitabha, whose count of years is long. Firm as a hill is his lotus platform of 7 treasures. Brocade-like is his flower seat of 1,000 gold adorned. No false speech is this, his age equals heaven and earth. Nor is this a lie, his luck is great as the sea. Blessing and long life reach in him their fullest scope, dwelling in that western region of calm, eternal bliss." Tathagata again thanked him and asked Ananda and Kasyapa to put away the gifts one by one before approaching the Jade Emperor to express his gratitude for the banquet. By now, everyone was somewhat tipsy. A spirit minister of inspection then arrived to make the report. "The great sage is sticking out his head. No need to worry," said the Buddhist patriarch. He took from his sleeve a tag on which were written in gold letters the words Om Mani Padme Hum. Handing it over to Ananda, He told him to stick it on the top of the mountain. This Deva received the tag, took it out of the heaven gate, and stuck it tightly on a square piece of rock at the top of the mountain of 5 phases. The mountain immediately struck root and grew together at the seams, though there was enough space for breathing and for the prisoner's hands to crawl out and move around a bit. Ananta then returned to report. The tag is tightly attached. Tathagata then took leave of the Jade Emperor and the deities, and went with the 2 Devas out of the heaven gate. Moved by compassion, he recited a divine spell and called together a local spirit and the fearless guards of 5 quarters to stand watch over the 5 phases mountain. They were told to feed the prisoner with iron pellets when he was hungry, and to give him melted copper to drink when he was thirsty. When the time of his chastisement was fulfilled, they were told someone would be coming to deliver him. So it is that the brash, baneful monkey in revolt against heaven is brought to submission by Tathagata. He drinks melted copper to endure the seasons, and feeds on iron pellets to pass the time. Tried by this bitter misfortune sent from the sky, he's glad to be living, though in a piteous lot. If this hero is allowed to struggle anew, he'll serve Buddha in future and go to the West. Another poem says, prideful of his power, once the time was ripe, he tamed dragon and tiger, flaunting wily might. Stealing peaches and wine, he roamed heaven's house. He found trust and grace in the city of jade. He's now bound, for his evils full to the brim. By good stock, unfailing his breath will rise again. If he's indeed to flee Tathagata's hands, he must await from Tang Court the holy monk. We do not know in what month or year hereafter the days of his penance will be fulfilled. Let's listen to the explanation in the next chapter.